The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This profound statement from Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, holds the key to navigating one of life's most common and daunting experiences: rejection. We often perceive rejection as an insurmountable wall, a dead end to our aspirations. However, Stoicism offers a powerful framework to reframe rejection not as a roadblock, but as a stepping stone. Let's face it, no one enjoys rejection. It stings, it triggers those deep-seated insecurities and makes us question our worth. But what if I told you that this seemingly negative experience holds the potential for profound transformation? What if instead of fearing rejection, we could learn to embrace it as a valuable tool for growth? The Stoics understood that true strength lies not in the absence of adversity, but in our ability to face it head-on and learn from it. Rejection becomes an opportunity to reevaluate, refine our approach, and cultivate resilience. Imagine a sword, forged in fire, hammered and honed to razor sharpness. Each blow, each exposure to intense heat, though seemingly destructive, is essential to its strength and effectiveness. Rejection, in many ways, is like the forge. It tests our mettle, exposes our weaknesses, and forces us to confront aspects of ourselves we might otherwise avoid. This process can be uncomfortable, even painful, but it is precisely through this discomfort that we grow. Just as a muscle grows stronger when subjected to resistance, so too does our character develop through the challenges we face. Each rejection becomes an opportunity to refine our skills and hone our resilience. Our perception, as they say, is our reality. How we choose to view a situation, particularly one as emotionally charged as rejection, can dramatically impact our experience of it. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Instead of viewing rejection as a personal attack, what if we were to reframe it as simply a mismatch of expectations or even a blessing in disguise? Even Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, was no stranger to rejection. His own adopted son and chosen heir, Commodus, rejected his father's teachings, choosing a path of debauchery and tyranny over wisdom and virtue. Imagine the weight of that rejection, the profound disappointment. Yet, even in the face of this deeply personal setback, Marcus Aurelius remained steadfast in his Stoic principles. He continued to embody the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, demonstrating that true strength lies in our ability to remain true to ourselves, even in the face of adversity. Our ego, while an essential part of our psyche, can also be our greatest saboteur, particularly when it comes to rejection. The ego thrives on external validation, on the need to feel special, important, and in control. Rejection challenges these fragile constructs, leaving the ego feeling bruised and vulnerable. This is why our initial reaction to rejection is often one of defensiveness, anger, or self-pity. The Stoics recognized the ego for what it is, a powerful but ultimately unreliable master. They understood that true freedom and fulfillment come from cultivating an inner sense of worth that is independent of the opinions of others. Closely related to rejection, and often a source of similar emotional turmoil, is criticism. Our immediate instinct, particularly when the criticism is harsh or unsolicited, is to deflect, to argue, to protect ourselves from the perceived attack. However, this defensive posture often prevents us from receiving valuable feedback that could potentially lead to growth and improvement. By learning to detach our egos from the criticism, by focusing on the message rather than the messenger, we can transform this potentially painful experience into a powerful tool for personal development. Rejection, while often painful, can serve as a valuable compass, guiding us towards our true path and purpose. Each no we encounter, each closed door can be seen as a redirection, a way of the universe nudging us towards a different, perhaps even better destination. The key is to pay attention to these signs, to reflect on our values, our goals, and to ask ourselves, what is this rejection trying to teach me? Remember, the path to success is rarely linear. It is often paved with setbacks, rejections, and detours. Amor fati, a Latin phrase meaning love of one's fate, is a powerful Stoic concept that encourages us to embrace everything that life throws our way, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. This doesn't mean that we have to enjoy or approve of everything that happens to us, but rather that we accept it as an integral part of our journey. When we resist reality, when we rail against the injustices of life, we only create unnecessary suffering. Rejection, like all other experiences, is part of the fabric of life. It is through our struggles, our disappointments, and yes, even our rejections that we grow, we learn, and we develop the resilience needed to navigate the complexities of human existence. Amor fati, then, is not about passive resignation, but about radical acceptance. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is not a fixed trait, but rather a muscle that can be strengthened through practice and exposure to challenges. Rejection, in many ways, is the ultimate resilience workout. Each time we face rejection and choose to rise above it, to learn from it, and to continue pursuing our goals, we build our resilience muscle, making us better equipped to handle the inevitable storms of life. One practical way to cultivate resilience is through the practice of reframing. Instead of viewing rejection as a personal failure, try to see it as an opportunity for growth, a chance to refine your approach, or a sign that you need to redirect your efforts. Another helpful technique is to focus on what you can control. Humans are social creatures, hardwired for connection and belonging. When we experience rejection, it's natural to feel isolated, alone in our pain. However, it's precisely during these times that we need the support of others the most. Surrounding ourselves with a strong community, whether it be family, friends, mentors, or a supportive online group, can provide us with the emotional validation, encouragement, and perspective we need to navigate the challenges of rejection. Sharing our experiences with others who have faced similar struggles can help us to feel less alone, to gain valuable insights, and to find the strength to keep moving forward. Remember, vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. Sometimes, the greatest opportunities are disguised as rejections. What may seem like a closed door in the moment may actually be a redirection towards a path that is more aligned with our true purpose. The key is to remain open to these unexpected detours, to trust that the universe has a plan even when we can't see it yet. History is replete with examples of individuals who achieved great success precisely because they were willing to embrace rejection and to forge their own path. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscripts were rejected by numerous publishers before finding a home and becoming a global phenomenon. These individuals could have easily given up in the face of rejection, but instead they persevered, they adapted, and they ultimately achieved extraordinary things. The world is full of inspiring stories of individuals who transformed rejection into fuel for success. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job as an anchor because she was unfit for television. Today, she is a media mogul, philanthropist, and one of the most influential women in the world. Stephen King's first novel, Carrie, was rejected by over 30 publishers before finally being accepted. These stories serve as powerful reminders that rejection is not the end of the story. It is simply a chapter, an obstacle to overcome, a stepping stone on the path to greatness. As we've explored throughout this journey, rejection, while often painful, holds the potential for profound growth and transformation. By embracing the principles of Stoicism, by learning to control our perceptions, our reactions, and by cultivating an unshakable inner strength, we can transform rejection from a feared enemy into a wise teacher. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Let rejection be your guide, your motivator, your crucible for growth. Embrace the lessons it offers, refine your approach, and continue moving forward with unwavering determination. As we conclude our exploration of rejection through the lens of Stoic wisdom, I invite you to reflect on your own experiences. How has rejection shaped your journey? What lessons have you learned? How can you use those lessons to navigate future challenges with greater resilience and wisdom? Share your thoughts, your insights, and your own stories of triumph over rejection in the comments below. Let's create a community of support, encouragement, and shared learning. Embrace the Stoic principles we've discussed, face your challenges with courage and grace, and watch as rejection transforms from a roadblock into a stepping stone on your path to a more fulfilling and meaningful life.